What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out the brand new Borreload XC Dragon that just got revealed. This is coming out of Rising Rampage, which is going to be the core booster set releasing after Dark Neostorm in the TCG. We should be seeing Rising Rampage in August in the TCG, so it won't be that far out. And surprise, turns out it's actually not going to be a pendulum focused set, or at least that's the conclusion that I'm drawing based on the fact that this is not a pendulum card. It's an XC monster, and for the past 4 boosters sets, the cover card has always been the same mechanic as what Konami is pushing in the set. So the fact that it's not a pendulum tells me that they're not really going to focus on pendulum summoning in this set. It's just going to be, I don't know, maybe an afterthought or maybe something that they have in a set but not the main focus. Anyways, I did think, and I said this on my live stream, I thought that Revolver would get a rank 4 XC, but I thought it would be the cover card on his for his structure deck. But now I'm not so sure what the cover card for his structure deck is going to be, because his XC monster is, you know, the cover card of a core booster set. By the way, when is my man Soulburner gonna get like his own cover card? Because, you know, he's kind of a major character. Let's go ahead and check out Borreload X Charge Dragon. This is a rank 4 Dark Dragon XC monster. It has 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense. The stat line on this card is actually quite incredible. It's not very often that we get a rank 4 XC that has like 3,000 attack, so that's actually really good. Now this guy does require 2 level 4 Dark Dragon monsters to summon, and that is actually a very major problem. It won't be a problem for like Rockets to summon, which is what he uses in the anime, or maybe if you want to splash in some other just good level 4 dragon monsters like Black Dragon, Wyvern Buster into Rockets. I mean, that's fine, but it kind of feels like you're going to be typecast into only playing this card in the Rockets, and that is a little bit of a problem because something like Firewall Sea Dragon is generic and you can kind of play that card anywhere, and I think that that is a little bit of a disappointment, the fact that this card kind of needs dragons and dark level 4 dragons to be summoned. Now the first effect says this XC summon card cannot be targeted by the effects of other monsters. That is actually a gift and a curse, and I'll explain why when we look at the second effect. I mean, overall that's good. You know, it's basically like Borreload Dragon, but it's a little bit of a problem on this card, and you know, we'll get to that in a second. Second effect says once per turn you can detach 1 XC material from this card, target 1 face-up monster on the field. That monster loses 600 attack and defense. Then special summon 1 Borrow monster from your graveyard, but that monster is, or that special summon monster by this effect is banished during the end phase. It says after activating this effect for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters or attack directly. That second part of the second effect, where you can't attack directly or special summon, I'm fine with that. That was built into the Firewall Sea Dragon, but I think that this card is actually like incredibly underwhelming, and it's really a major disappointment, especially coming after Borreload Savage Dragon. Like, Borreload Savage Dragon was so good, and it sees actual competitive play. I don't understand what happened here. It really seems like instead of trying to make a Borreload XC Dragon monster, they just kind of said, why don't we just make Firewall Sea Dragon but for Revolver? If you look at this card, number 1, it can only be summoned in just a couple of decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Mainly it'll be useful in Rockets, which it's actually a problem because it doesn't trigger the Rocket monster effects. Like, don't Rocket monsters have to be targeted by Link monsters? Well, this guy isn't a Link monster. He's an XC monster, so that's a little bit of a problem just off jump. Number 2, as I did say before, the fact that it can't be targeted by any monster effects is a problem as well. Yes, it's awesome that you can get back a Borreload or a Borreload Sword Dragon from your graveyard. However, you can't even make your Borreload, or excuse me, your Borreload Sword Dragon attack twice if this is the only other monster on the field, because you can't target it to put it in defense mode. So it actually doesn't have much synergy with Rockets or with Borreload Sword Dragon, and that's a little bit confusing in my opinion. And I also don't understand why his effect isn't a quick effect. The debuff effect, the one that takes away 600 attack and defense for your opponent, like, how does it make sense in any way that something like Borreload Sword or Borreload Dragon, those guys can have effects that are fucking spell speed 4. Your opponent cannot respond to them in any way, but this guy's effect isn't even a spell speed 2. Like, how does that make any sense, Konami? That's just dumb to me. I think that this guy should have been a spell speed 4 on that effect. I think it should have negated the monster's effect as well. The fact that it doesn't work with Rockets, that kind of would have made up for it. And honestly, this card just feels clunky and very underpowered in my opinion. So what do you guys think of Borreload X Charge Dragon? Hopefully they give him a second XC Dragon for his structure deck, one that's actually, you know, fucking like playable and good, because this ain't it, Chief. This card doesn't feel like it's going to see any significant competitive play. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys disagree. If you do, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.